Hello and hi! Today, we are going to share with you about the history and generations of computer. Let's start with the history of computers. The first one is the abacus. The abacus was invented in Babylonia in 2400 BC. The form that we are most familiar with was first used in China around 500 BC, and it was used to perform basic arithmetic operations. Next, we have Jacquard loom. The Jacquard loom is a mechanical loom which was invented by Joseph Mary Jacquard in 1881. It was an automatic loom controlled by punch card. Next, we have Harvard Mark I. Harvard Mark I, also known as IBM Automatic Sequence Control Computer, which is ASCC, which was invented by Howard H. Aiken in 1943, and it was the first electromechanical computer at that time.
So next, it was a Z1. For your information, it was the first programmable computer that been created by Konrad Zuse in Germany from 1936 to 1938. If you ever wonder how this Z1 worked, it actually required the user to insert punch tab into a punch reader, and all output was also generated through a punch tab. The picture on the right side was an example of the Z1 model. After the invention of the Z1, John Presper Eckert and John W. Mauschel come out with their idea to invent ENIAC. ENIAC stands for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. The best part about ENIAC is it was the first electronic general-purpose computer at that time. The invention of this ENIAC was completed in 1946. After the completion of the ENIAC in 1946, the same inventor for ENIAC then designed another type of computer which is named UNIVAC. This UNIVAC is actually stands for Universal Automatic Computer 1, and it was the first commercial computer. Lastly, in 1952, von Neumann came out with his impressive invention, which is EDVAC. EDVAC stands for Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. It was a very mind-blowing invention, especially with the technology existed 100 years ago. It was the first stored program computer, and it has a memory to hold both a stored program as well as the data.
Okay, now we move to 5 generation of computers. First generation computers 1942 till 1945. Use thousands of vacuum tube for circuitry and magnetic drum for memory. Enormous, taking up entire room. Invented by an electrical engineer named Lee DeForest. Very expensive to operate, use a great deal of electricity, generated a lot of heat, which was often the cause of malfunction. Use machine language, could only solve one problem at a time. Input was based on punch card and paper tape, and output was displayed on printouts. This is a 3 example for first generation computers. Second generation computers 1956 to 1963. Use transistor instead of vacuum. One transistor equal to 40 vacuum tubes. Invented by John Burden, William B. Shockley, and Walter Brattain in 1946. Smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient, and more reliable. Still generated a lot of heat. Move from pretty binary machine language to symbolic or assembly language. Save instruction in memory. Still rely on punch card for input and printout for output. Mainly used in atomic energy industry. This is a 2 example for second generation computers. Now, we move to third generation computers 1964 till 1970. Use integrated circuit IC placed on silicon chip called semiconductor, invented by Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce in 1959, much smaller and cheaper compared to the second generation computers. It could carry out instruction in billions of a second, access using keyboard and monitor interface with operating system, accessible to a mass audience. This is the 2 example for third generation computers.
Okay, now we move to fourth generation computers. The years is from 1971 and until now. The microprocessor is with VLSI, which is very large scale integration. It has thousands of IC on a single silicon chip. It is smaller and portable. It is also cheapest and work at high speed. It has high accuracy and reliability. Also has larger memory and use high-level programming languages. Mouse and handheld device can be interlinked together in a work led to develop of internet. This is some example of fourth generation, which are computer and laptop. And last, we move to fifth generation of computer. The year is currently now and future. It based on parallel processing hardware and artificial intelligence. VLSI become ULSI, which is ultra large scale, still in development. The use of parallel processing and superconductor is helping to make artificial intelligence in reality. The goal is to develop devices that respond to natural language input and are capable of learning and self-organization. So these are the example of fifth generation, which are smartwatch and smartphone. Okay, I think that is all from us. Thank you very much.